Hey everybody, what's up? It's Some Type of Artist. Welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid, and forget to turn your console off overnight while you were... after you saved. Well, it was paused, but I can't help but wonder what the game time is gonna be after the end of this. I don't think it moves if you're paused or you're going through doors like this. I think that was how the rules of this game's time things worked, but I don't know. Just I turned on my capture software, I went to go turn on the Super Nintendo, and to my surprise, we're still at the same exact spot that I left off at yesterday. I don't know. I guess after I finished importing the video, I just never turned the console off. I could have sworn I did, but I could be mistaken. Because my Super Nintendo doesn't have a light or anything on it that, you know, signifies... oh, it's this room. It signifies it's on or off. I mean, I don't know if the other Super Nintendo has it either. I had, like, the bubblier Super Nintendo, not, like, the rectangular brick one. I can't actually remember off the top of my head if that one has a light on it, but mine doesn't. So this room here, I mean, it looks easy, but you have to kill all the enemies in the room to open the doors. Fortunately, when you come out of here, you gotta go back left and right and do it, and I don't know, it's just... But before, when I said the wreck ship is the low point of the game, I didn't mean like it's like not a interesting area to go through. It's honestly that room there, because I feel like I come through that room just a couple of times, and I have to, like, kill all the enemies each time. And I don't think I'm supposed to, because I do remember, seeing somebody do it in a way where you don't have to kill all the enemies again to open the doors. So, I don't know. And I always feel like there's, like, something else here, but there never is. It's just gotta knock all the R2-D2 lookalikes into the spike traps. Yeah, and see, it's open there. I guess maybe the enemies just respawn. I just end up finishing them off anyway. But I'm holding R to use my missiles like the Game Boy games. That was actually something I really liked. That I think was an improvement over Super Metroid. Using the shoulder button to activate your missiles. Because, like I mentioned in an earlier episode, cycling through all of your different missiles, your super missiles, your power bombs, the grappling beam, and the X-ray scope, I don't know, kind of gets a little old after a while. And now we're back outside. We're actually above, in that area here. So I guess this is part of Criteria, technically. I always consider this part of the wreck ship. Like, you know, like the front yard of the wreck ship, if you will. And this area is kind of big, too. You can fall down here. It doesn't really matter too much. You go in here, and you get, like, a little sneak peek of a different room. But there's nothing we can do down here. If you want to spoil the surprise for yourself, you can see it's a reserve tank. So we'll be getting another one of those pretty soon. But we need to go in kind of, like, a roundabout way to get it. That room is, like, literally there just to tease you. I don't think you want to fall down there, though, but I'm not sure. But anyway, there's all these platforms over here. You want to get on one of these little jumpy guys? Well, they're not jumpy guys, they're fly guys, I guess. With some kind of rocket fuel coming out of their ass. And you'd ride across the other side of the room. However, what you're going to want to look for is this guy here. And then shoot up, and there's also a missile hitting up there. Yeah, I feel like I was in a kind of a unique position coming into Super Metroid, because after hearing about it for so long, after watching so many different kinds of, like, Let's Plays and stuff like that, you know, I did end up knowing where most of the stuff was. And I feel like that's even just not enough. I feel like it's also just the kind of game that just had enough flow so well that it just clicked for me. Because I'm sure I could watch the same kind of things about Fusion and Zero Mission, but I still wouldn't have, like, the drive to, dang it. The drive to go and find all the stuff up for those games. But anyway, my point was, I feel like I was kind of had an advantage as like a first-time Super Metroid player because I knew where everything was. Because that missile I just got, well, not the one I just got, the one I jumped on the flying dude to get. Like, how would you even think to know to go up there, you know? And I don't know, because it's... If you look on the map, you know, you have little dots on the screen signifying where a pickup is, but the one that was all the way at the top of the screen, there is no dot for that at all. It's a little inconsistent. So, because I don't even use the map for, like, to check where pickups are. I just, like, happen to remember going by them, hey, there's something here. You know, that's another thing I think Fusion and Zero Mission did a lot better. They had, they changed it so there were circles on the map. Oh, jeez, grapple beaming. They changed it so they had circles on the map instead. And then when you picked up the up, it changed to the dot you see there. So you may see this Chozo statue here, and they're just like, oh, well, it's standing up instead of sitting down. I guess it's ready to get up and do something with its life, and everyone's made this joke already, but it's time for Chozo bowling, so that's exactly what it looks like. But here's another cool sound effect that it makes when it walks through and just destroys this bed of spikes. You know, you may think you're done here, but come on, it's a little obvious here. You know, bomb down here, as you can see an opening into a pipe right away. And just use a power bomb to blow all this up instead of wasting our time. And we have more dudes. And you just get another missile expansion. But wait, there's more! That Chozo just helped us, so what better way to repay him than destroying another Chozo statue? So do your speed booster, gather your energy, go all the way up, and whoa, we're back. We have ourselves another reserve tank. I don't even know if I'll be needing them. My reserve tanks usually kick in when I fight Ridley sometimes. I've got, like, mixed... what's the word? Oops, didn't want to power bomb that. Oh well. Mixed, results when I fight Ridley. Sometimes I have a super easy time with him, and other times I really am just almost losing all my energy. It's a fight that will definitely, damage you a lot if you weren't paying attention. But anyway, so we got the gravity suit and it just conveniently dumps us back out here. But wait, we can do everything we could do on land underwater now. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Can we get back up here? No. Oh well. So, you know, I think that's about it for the wreck ship. Right? Am I forgetting something? I think I'm forgetting something. No, we got the... I got the secret area, right? I got both of them? I think I did. I'm gonna assume I did. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't have. So now this was the door that was... I guess it's like that secret... not the secret door, but what was I saying before? After we fought Craig, there are some doors that will only open once you defeated the boss. I mean, I guess that's that door because it glows that color, that like flashing color. That those secret doors... They're not secret. Stop saying they're secret. That those boss doors have, but... So since all the doors in the wrecked ship were practically, you know, locked anyway, it's not really much of one. You know, before you go on, definitely go up here, because you're going to find another energy tank. And you can do the grapple thing if you want. I find it much more satisfying to do this. Oh, well, the grapple... Oh, crap, we have to do the grapple thing. It's not that bad. It's not worth complaining about. But I don't know. I just feel like more times... Oh, I could have just wall jumped here. Alright, let's go back. Well, let's go back in the spikes, I mean. Man, though, when you get that gravity suit, it's just... You can feel the difference underwater. You can feel it just by looking at it, how much more better it is to travel. The only other thing that really kind of bothers me at the gravity suit is I'm not as much of a fan of the purple color of Samus. I really did like the orange a lot. The purple just kind of looks a little silly and out of place compared to the orange, which is kind of stupid because orange is can also be argued that as well. It's like you hear a description of Samus Aran and you've never seen her before, and it's like, well, who's Samus Aran? It's like, it's this badass bounty hunter in these awesome games wearing a full bodysuit, orange. It's like, okay. But I don't know, it's just something you never really think about when you play the game yourself. It doesn't really seem silly, it seems to be just as natural as Link's goofy green hat. Man, that hat... I'm sorry, it's Link's hat. Yeah, I never really think of how silly Link's hat looks until... I'm sorry to say this, because I don't want to sound insulting to anybody, but I never really realize how silly Link's hat is until I look at cosplayers. I don't know, I feel like a lot of cosplay Links I've seen have, like... The hat's, like, overextended, and it really kind of looks more like a giant sock on their head more than anything else. I don't know. I don't even know what kind of hat Link is supposed to... what kind of hat that's called. If it even has a name or anything. But I don't know. Needless to say, the Breath of the Wild Link just not having a hat, I think that worked out pretty well. I was actually really curious what I was going to think of Breath of the Wild's blue outfit Link, because I wasn't digging the blue outfit at all when I first saw it. I was like really... I don't know, maybe it was because I was just so used to the green. It was just like... I don't want to say too big of a change, because it's just a shirt, dude. But I don't know, like... Even when you read online, people will just... You know how people describe Mega Man as like the blue blur, and Sonic as like the blue hedgehog, and Mario as the Italian plumber? You hear things about like Link being like the green elf boy and stuff like that enough times. It's just kind of weird seeing him in something completely different, but, you know, as it... Excuse me? Okay. This door is one that will open once we defeat the boss of this area. By the way, we're in Maridia. This is the water section of the game. Honestly, I don't even know why I say the wrecked ship is the low point of the series, or the game, because, you know, one could also argue Maridia is even worse about it, because at least the wrecked ship is super small. Maridia is pretty big, and it's pretty maze-like, too. It seems a lot worse than it is when you look at it on the map, but honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a low point. I would say it's more like it's when the game starts kind of slowing down. You know, this area is definitely a little less action-packed than previous areas. It's got, like, wider caverns. There's more places to explore, even though a lot of them don't really lead to anything. But I don't know. I used to not like it so much after a few times. I'm kind of more open to it now. I kind of do enjoy it. It kind of makes going, after you're done with Maridia, you go back to Norfair to go to Lower Norfair. And I feel like after spending so much sleepy time in Maridia, you know, it just makes the trip to Lower Norfair all the more exciting. But anyway, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. There is a block here. It's a crumbly block. Oh no, what are we going to do? Well, you're going to need an ability to get up there later. However, I also... Well, I was curious if I could kind of cheese this and... Nah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. The spring ball is through this area here, and you won't be able to get it normally until you get the space jump, which lets you just kind of jump infinitely in the air. So that's how you get up there. Thing is, a lot of people don't like the spring ball, or I wouldn't say they don't like it, but they usually skip it on their runs because it's not really needed to do anything at all. It just basically lets you jump as a morph ball, which I actually think is really cool and useful, but hey, to each their own. I think they didn't really have a spring ball in other 2D Metroid games. I think once you get the high jump, you can just basically jump as a morph ball. But, you know, I don't know. I hear it gets a lot of flack, like the X-ray scope, and it's like, I think they're kind of harmless, you know? Spring ball I actually feel has a better use, because there are a lot of times where you want to just jump as a morph ball instead of like laying a bomb to do a bomb jump, especially if it's many times in a row, but look at all this. These big rooms, honestly, are not nearly as intimidating as they might seem. We probably won't even explore all of the big rooms, but like, see that this is where we started up in the pink, and then we came left, and this like almost dotted line looking vertical shaft took us all the way down here. It completely overlapped another section of the map, and then we're kind of gonna do like a clockwise pattern up here and come back to this room, and it's just it gets a little confusing and overwhelming looking at this map sometimes, so we're just not even gonna bother with it. Once you kind of get the hang of Maridia, it's really not so bad. There is one section that always really bugs me that I'll show later, but the music changed, and if it sounds familiar, well, that's because it should sound familiar. We are coming up to the broken capsule from earlier. There's a save point down here if you need it. I'm just going to open it up now. Really? Yeah, I don't know. I always really liked that little bridge thing. I hate destroying it, but you need to destroy it to get up here. Alright, so this room used to give me a lot of problems because there is, well, I'll show you here, and hopefully I'll be able to do it within a couple of tries, because I know this is another one that kind of pisses a lot of people off. And you'll definitely want to be sure to destroy all the crabs here before you attempt this. By the way, when I went through the floor in the other room, this is where that left door just leads, but there's no point into coming in here because you need the super missile on the other side. Open that too, by the way. What you're going to want to do, so you're going to definitely want to get your speed booster over here. And store the charge before you get through. This is one of the reasons why it's such a pain, because you gotta destroy all the monsters, waste a super missile opening this up again to try again if you screw up. And you're probably gonna screw up a few times trying to do this. And it's honestly not even worth it if you're just trying to go for like a good time or something, and you're not doing a 100% Run. But store up your charge. This leaf here, jump up. Not like that. It's really just got to be you in the center like this. Because you're going to have to go and blast all the way up through that corridor and go through a speed boost block to get another one. It's all for a missile pack, believe it or not. It's like, it's really not worth it at all, to be honest. It's one of the more dumb things to get in the game, but hey, you're doing 100%, you gotta do it. What can I say? There we go. And that used to take me a lot of tries before I figured it out. But you know what? And here's just another thing I love about Super Metroid. They put that plant there. I don't even know if they did it intentionally, but there is just like a plant there that gives you some kind of landmark to be able to tell you where to stop and where to jump from. And it could have just been nothing there at all. You could have just had to guess on it. But I don't know. Whether it was intentional or not, they were nice enough to give you some kind of indicator about where to go off. When you pass a super missile before, you hang a left and you can go in that wall there. And I wouldn't say that's completely random, because you do see the crab monster crawl in the wall. Yeah, see? Like here, just if I had the spring ball, I wouldn't have to waste time doing the bomb jump. But anyway, so I think that's going to be all for this episode. I'm going to wait right here for next time. And it's cute that there's little bubbles coming out of Samus when she's down underwater too. It's just, I don't know, there's so many cool little things about this game, man. They really are. So I'm excited to keep on playing. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.